Good afternoon and special welcome to the press conference for the Rams-sponsored Inter-Primary School Championship that will be held from Thursday, 21st of March until Saturday, 23rd. My name is Damon Backus, General Secretary of SKN Athletics, and we say a special welcome to the persons who are here with us, members of the executive and members of the local organizing committee. We say a special welcome to our viewers and listeners as well, who will be joining us on the various platforms, and we look forward to your interaction throughout this press conference. Joining me at the head table is Mr. Denville Francis Blake, who is the chairman of the local organizing committee and president of the SKNTOA. Mr. Delwayne Delaney is on my right. He is the deputy chairman of the LOC and president of SKN Athletics. Ms. Shirley Morgan is on my immediate extended right, and she's the senior sales officer of the Rams Group of Companies. And on my left is Mr. Kadeem Karti, who is the CEO of CGL Security Consultancy. This afternoon, we will speak about the Rams Inter-Primary that will be held this upcoming weekend, and we'll also touch on the Carifta team that was selected recently. But we'll invite the various members of the head table to bring brief remarks, and then, of course, we'll entertain any questions that may be asked. And so at this point, I'll invite Mr. Denville Francis Blake, chairman of the local organizing committee, to bring some remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, welcome to, as the General Secretary stated, the press conference for the 2024 Inter-Primary School, that is the Rams Inter-Primary School Championships, where we're going to be seeing this year a huge increase when it comes to the schools. A whopping 21 to 22 primary schools compete to see who will be the victor. It's something that we all are crazy about, because last year we had 17, and now we have from 17 up to 22. I don't know about anybody else, but it makes me very weary. But it has been very exciting. I want to also thank Rams for being the sponsor yet again for so many years, and I would like for us to give them a round of applause for continuing supporting the championships. I want to also thank Mr. Delwayne Delaney, who is the president for St. Kitts Nevis Athletics. And if you don't know him, then something is wrong. But he's someone who is in the eye of the public as it relates to sports, because sports is something that he loves, and one thing he loves is athletes. And so I want to thank him for the many years and contribution to the sport of track and field. As well as Mr. Damon Backus. He's not just the general secretary, but he's also the big principal at the Bastia High School Stormers, who just placed third at the TDC Inter-School Championships, and he's been a force to be reckoned with as well when it comes to sports. Also, Mr. Kadeem Karti, who has been here with us since last year, providing security to ensure the safety of our athletes during the championships. And so with that, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you're out from the 21st to the 23rd of March. Bring your numbers, bring your flags, bring your pans, bring your horns, bring your whatever it is. Man, if you want to bring your dog to make noise for the children, bring your dog even. And let's have a great time for the 2024 Rams Inter-Primary Championships.
Thank you very much, Mr. Francis Blake. And of course, he was been extending and speaking about the different persons who are working extremely hard to make the various meets a success. Mr. Francis Blake himself has been working extremely hard to make sure that the coordination of the various meets, we would have held a very successful inter-school, TDC inter-school last weekend, and now we're heading straight into the Rams Inter-Primary. And so we know there have been tireless nights, but Mr. Denville Francis has been holding the team together, been holding us accountable, and has been helping to make sure that the meets are a success. And so we say a huge thank you for all of the hard work that you do for SKN Athletics. We'll now go to our very hard-working president, Mr. Delwayne Delaney, who is the deputy chair who's been assisting Mr. Francis Blake throughout the process. And as you would have heard already, that he's the president of SKN Athletics, and a president who is not afraid to get his hands dirty. He is there in any which way that you need him. For the just concluded meet, we would have been on the pier, helping students to get onto the boat and back off safely, coordinating with the transportation, and then still finding time to come over to the meet to assist. So we often ask him, when does he rest? He still hasn't shared the secret with us, but at this point, we'll ask Mr. Delwyn Delaney to bring us some brief remarks.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon to the viewing and listening public, whichever means that you are listening on. As mentioned, the exciting Rams Primary School Championships is on its way. It's on its way, and it's heading straight to us with 22 schools. 22 schools who have been preparing in some cases, since September. I want to applaud the parents of these children who have enrolled their children into clubs to ensure that they get the proper training, and they have been preparing well. We have seen them over the various meets, whether it be the zonal meets, whether it be their school meets, and we know they have waited patiently for their time, and their time has come. On tomorrow Thursday, the action kicks off at the Kim Collins Stadium, where it will be free for persons to come and view. It will, most of the field events will be all of the field events rather will be taking place there. So whether it be the long jump, the high jump, and the cricket ball throw, those events will be taking place tomorrow. So medals will be handed tomorrow. We'll have winners tomorrow at the Kim Collins Stadium. As I said, the action begins at 10:30 and finishes around 4 or thereabout. So you have enough time between your lunch break or immediately after work to come on up and be a part of the action, or even ask for the bus to, if you can be, you can work through your lunch and leave at 3 and come up and get the tail end of the first day event. Then we move to the iconic the new recreational park in Sandy Point. We know that it is a different venue. It posed different challenges in terms of the logistics and layout, but we believe that we have, working alongside the Ministry of Sports, our sponsors and other stakeholders within the LOC, we figured it out where the athletes could be comfortable, the spectators be comfortable, where they can view the meet. And as well, we would have put different things in place to ensure that this meet, just like they did the inter-school, be a successful one. So I just want to encourage, just like my colleagues, encourage the spectators to come on out Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Persons might be wondering why the meet is ending on Saturday and not Sunday. We were advised by the Ministry of Education, seeing that the exams start on Monday, that we adjust our program to end on Saturday, which we graciously comply to. So again, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday is our championship. Come on out. For the first time ever, 22 schools, and we have seen the increased interest in track and field. And this is speak well to the hard work and dedication, not only by the executive, the LOC, parents, schools, all the stakeholders, sponsors alike. So we want to thank you in a special way for being a part of Track and Field 2024. And as we continue to go from strength to strength, we say a hearty thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Delwyn Delaney, President of SKN Athletics and Deputy Chairman of the local organizing committee. As he said, he would have emphasized on more than one occasion that the meet starts on Thursday and concludes on Saturday. That's not something that we're necessarily used to, and so we just want to remind the listening audience and those viewing that the meet starts tomorrow, and that's at the Kim Collins Stadium, and then we transition to Sandy Point for the track events. At this time, we will move on to our long-standing partner and sponsor from the Rams Group of Company. The representative with us this afternoon is Mrs. Shirley Morgan, who is a senior sales officer. The Rams Group of Companies, of course, is no stranger to persons who are listening and viewing. We all support the Rams Group of Companies as they give back to the communities in various ways, not just track and field, but we know that they sponsor football teams and they're very vital in the community that we are part of. And so we thank the Rams Group of Company for their loyalty and working with us throughout the years. And we'll now invite Mrs. Shirley Morgan to say a few words.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Chair. You're saying a few words, but I hope I don't be too long. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are gathered here to celebrate the upcoming Rams Inter-Primary Sports Meet, a grand event that brings together 22 schools from our community in a spirit of friendly competition and camaraderie. As we look forward to this exciting event, it is imperative to acknowledge the steadfast support of Rams, whose unwavering commitment has made this event possible year after year. What sets Rams apart is not just financial contribution, but their genuine passion for making a difference. They understand that sports plays a pivotal role in shaping young minds, teaching them valuable life lessons such as teamwork, discipline, and resilience. By sponsoring events like the Rams Inter-Primary Sports Meet, Rams is investing in future leaders and athletes of our nation, empowering them to reach their full potential. For 22 years, Rams has been the driving force behind the Rams Primary Sports Meet, serving as the cornerstone of success. Their dedication to sponsoring this event speaks volume about their passion for nurturing sports at the grassroots level and empowering our nation's youth. Rams' involvement in this event goes beyond mere sponsorship. It reflects their deep-seated commitment to our communities and well-being. As a company, Rams understands the transformative power of sports in shaping young minds and instilling values such as teamwork, discipline, and perseverance. By supporting events like the Rams Inter-Primary, Rams is actively investing in the holistic development of our youth, laying the foundation for a brighter future. In closing, let us recognize Rams for their valuable contribution to this primary sports meet and their unwavering dedication to our nation's youth. Together, let us embark on this journey of sportsmanship, unity, and excellence, fueled by the spirit of camaraderie and the enduring support of Rams. Let us once again give Rams our support. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Shirley Morgan. And as she would have stated, 22 years. We know that a number of different companies go through difficulties in terms of their budgeting. Can they continue to support a particular event? And so 22 unwavering years is nothing to sneeze at. And so, of course, we say thank you once again to Rams for the continued sponsorship of the primary school championship. In everything that we do need order. We do need persons to help us in terms of how we behave, how we manage ourselves. And so we have Mr. Kadim Karti, who is part of the local organizing committee, who is in charge of security, and he's also the CEO of CGL Security Consultancy. And so at this point, we'll invite Mr. Karti to say a few words in terms of what is in plan for Sandy Point and for the Kim Collins Pavilion on Thursday.
Pleasant good afternoon, all. My name is Kadim Kati, CEO of CGL Security Consulting Group. For Thursday, we ask everyone to come on the best behavior. It's open for free. No firearms, no weapons whatsoever. For Sandy Point, we ask everyone to come on the best behavior. For Athletes Village, we ask all parents, please note that it's out of bounds. If you're being found in that area, you ask to leave the venue, and you'll be escorted out of the venue. Again, for all parents, We ask you to please do not find yourself in Athletes Village, otherwise you're escorted out of the venue. We ask the person who smoke marijuana, please, absolutely no smoking of marijuana inside of that venue. I repeat again, absolutely no smoking of marijuana inside of that venue. If you're found smoking, you'll be thrown out of the venue as well. Person who deem to want to run on the field, please do not even engage to run on that field. You'll be thrown out as well. Bar owners and them who will be selling on that compound, absolutely no glass bottles allowed on that compound. If you want to have any beverages serve in a plastic glass. Patrons and them you ask them to come in best behavior, please, at all times. And we want to take this time out to apologize to Mr. Morris for the unfortunate incident happening in Nevis. On behalf of the Escalante Athletics, we make a sincere apology, and on behalf of the security and the police force. And a full investigation will be done in that manner. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carty. And of course, we would join Mr. Carty in saying that we condemn any sort of violence, any acts of violence, and even verbal assault. We know that sports is exciting. We know that we get heated in the moment. We're cheering on our various schools, but we do not at any point want it to spill over into something negative where persons are being either verbally assaulted or physically assaulted. And so at this point, SK Athletics would like to outright condemn those acts. And of course, we will wait on the full investigation from the security forces before we make any further pronouncement on this particular matter. But we do hope that Mr. Morris is recovering and doing well at this particular point. We would have mentioned that tomorrow is free, but we failed to mention the different prices. On Saturday, adults would be $15, and children $10, just $10. And on Saturday, it would be children $15 and adults $20. And so we're saying that it's a steal of a deal. Those are persons who are used to coming to the Kim Collins Pavilion. You know that we usually charge a little extra for the stadium. And so we're saying that on Friday, you're just going to pay $15 as adults, children $10. And then on the Saturday, adults would pay $20 and the children would pay $15. And so we're asking you to come out and support the athletes in your numbers. We have 22 schools, as you would have heard. We have a number of private schools who are participating. We know there was a primary school championship, but they still want to be part of the action. They want to be part of the Rams championship. And so we're happy to have schools such as Morris Helia, we would have mentioned Morris Helia, Sky, George Moody, and Ross Primary School as well. And so we're happy to have those schools part of the Rams championship as the Rams continues to expand and grow from year to year. At this point, we will now invite Mr. Delwyn Delaney back to the microphone, who is going to just speak very briefly on the Carifta that is coming up shortly in Grenada.
Thank you, Chair. And I'm almost certain that perhaps about 80% of the athletes that that made the 2024 Carifta team came to the Rams Primary Championships. And so we see the importance of the Rams Primary Championships, where they have been able to transition into the high school and then making the national teams, and then, of course, the senior teams. And so, quickly, I will go through the names of the selected persons for this year's 2024 Carifta team. One which is well-rounded, one which a lot of thought went into, one which has quality as well, to ensure that we have good representation from St. Kitts and Nevis come the Easter weekend in Grenada. So the males under 20, we have Jaden Daniel, Celonje Carty, Jermad Huggins, Jalen Bennett, Kevlon Clark, Chesan Libod, Aldret Nisbet, Viandre Francis. On to 20 girls, we have Tiana Liebert, Kalia Jones, Michaela Gomes. On the 17 boys, Akanya Samuel Francis, Abijad Nembari, Jaime Clark, Kirkland Harris, Kilanja Richards, Jamie Francis, Tejon Webb, Kaim Liebert, Kimani Newton. On the 17 girls, Aliyah Weeks, Deschanel Thomas, Hayani Adams, Kaldris Chapman, Kimaya Phipps, Joeltica Rogers, and Tejanique Huggins. And I want to say congratulations to these athletes, congratulations to the clubs, congratulations to the coaches, congratulations to the parents, congratulations to the schools, congratulations to St. Kitts Nevis. We urge your full support over the Easter weekend. Tune in. We'll be participating, as I mentioned, in various events, field events, running events, and I have a medal count in my mind that I won't share, but I'm hoping that we get real close, if not surpass that medal count, and make it continue on our historic journey for 2024. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Delwyn Delaney. And of course, he would have mentioned that it's a well-rounded team. I think this is the first team where we've had so many field events being part of the team, and that is kudos to SK Athletics as well for having the Throws Academy, the Jumps and Throws Academy. And so we're very thankful for the results of such a program that we're able to produce persons in javelin, shot put, and the various areas. We also have for the very first time a young man competing in the 3,000 who would have qualified for the 3,000, and we say congratulations to him as well. And of course, we know we have our defending gold medalist, Kanye Samuel Francis, and so we're looking forward to him bringing back home that particular goal. And of course, Mr. Delwyn Delaney would have stated that he has a count in his head. But of course, we're hoping that some of our star athletes, and of course, all the athletes who would have made this particular team, they would have been performing throughout the development meets, the CRIFTA trials, and then into school. And so we feel very pleased about this particular team, and we look forward to what they will do in Grenada. We should have some advertisements going forward in terms of persons who may want to join us in Grenada. So please stay tuned to the SKN Athletics page. And of course, there are promotions for the Rams primary meet that is taking place on their Facebook page. And so we invite persons to go over to the Rams Facebook page for promotions that are related to the Rams inter-primary. Some reminders before we see if there are any questions. We're saying that the meet starts tomorrow, Thursday 21st. It's at the Kim Collins Stadium and it is free. Then we transition to Sandy Point, Friday and Saturday. Friday, adults would pay just $15, children would pay $10. And on Saturday, adults would pay $20 and children would pay $15. And so we ask you to come out in your numbers. The president just reminded me that you can win a trip to the CRIFTA Games, Grenada 2024 with Multimedia. They're inviting all aspiring videographers to apply, and there would be some submission guidelines, and so you can go over to the St. Kitts Nevis National Bank, who is one of our sponsors for the CRIFTA team, in order to see how you may apply for that. And so those are just some reminders. We, of course, want to thank Rams once again for the unwavering support for 22 years. We would like to thank the Ministry of Sports and the Ministry of Education for the continued support for these interscholastic meets. At this point, we'll just pause to see if there are any questions, and if not, we'll have closing remarks from the the chairman of the LOC, and then closing remarks from Mr. Delwyn Delaney. Okay, we would have scoured through some of the social media links, and there are no questions at this time. And so I'll invite the chairman of the local organizing committee, Mr. Denville Francis Blake to bring his closing remarks, and then we'll move on to Mr. Delwyn Delaney.
Thank you, Mr. Backus. Once again, I want to just take this time to thank the entire executive committee of St. Kitts Nevis Athletics, the committee of the local organizing committee who has been working tirelessly day in and night to ensure the success of the championships. I know it has not been an easy task. We'd also like to thank RAMS for their continued support. And let us also not forget the Ministry of Sports and Education. And I know this is the RAMS Interprimary, but I also want to say, do not forget the 3rd of April is the Gulf Insurance there in Nevis, which is the Interprimary in Nevis. And I wanted to just highlight them because the NIA has been a great support when it comes to St. Kitts Nevis athletics and athletics on a whole. Also, let's also give a shout out to the Cotton Thomas, who may be taking part as well with us this year for the first time. And so it's a very special occasion. Once again, we say thank you to everyone, spectators, the officials who comes out daily working hard, and to the entire team and staff, thank you.
Thank you very much, and we'll now invite Mr. Delwyn Delaney to bring his closing remarks.
Thank you, Chair. Just want to echo the sentiments of the Chair of the LOC. I just want to encourage persons to come on out in their numbers to support these young athletes. They have been diligent, they have been working hard, and they're excited, and we want to ensure that they get the full support of the spectators, well-wishers, track and field lovers within St. Kitts and Nevis. Also, we want to ensure that even if your school is not participating, still cheer on the athletes because they are our athletes at the end of the day. They all belong to us, and so we must show them that support, right? So I want to encourage all schools. I want to encourage all schools this weekend. It should be a keenly contested weekend based on what we have seen through the zonals and through the recently concluded sports days, school sports days. And let's have a grand time in track and field once again this weekend. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Delaney. And of course, we will say thank you to Pro Video for facilitating this particular live. We say thank you to RAMS once again. Thank you to the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Sports. And thank you to the persons who are present in the room, members of SKN Athletics and members of the local organizing committee. Thank you very much for joining us.